Phoenix Rising. You know, yeah, an opportunity. Could have sat at home. Could have enjoyed. Nice home match. 38th in Washington. Could have been great. But no. Got to go. Draw it up. 0-0. And you know where we're going? We're going to El Paso. See you in 30. Live from Studio K, presented by Circle K. Eat your heart out, Johnny Venerable. This is the PHNX Rising podcast. Appreciate everyone joining us here on a Wednesday evening. It is the Yoffs. We're back. This club made it somehow, some way. It's not like 2/3 of them get in for the conference. Here we are. We're back.
Hang on a minute. I just want to clarify here. James Wilson, I got an almond joy on Max not going to El Paso.
That's crazy.
Max, are you going to El Paso?
Of course, why wouldn't I?
I think he actually might be.
Of course,
this
I wouldn't.
time.
Yeah.
I think he actually might be.
Of course, we would.
It's his third game of the season.
Woo! Fourth, actually.
It's actually
true.
incorrect. Also, that doesn't.
Yeah,
It
fourth.
doesn't.
I forgot he was at the last.
Yeah.
home game.
Doesn't
First away day since Colorado Springs 24.
Crazy.
I think, yeah, for you, yeah.
Hey, we're back.
It's my third trip to El Paso this year to watch Phoenix Rising. So that's as many games in El Paso as Max has home games this year.
Love it. Well,
Yeah.
All right. Who's talking it? Who's keeping score? That's okay. I took.
I am apparently.
Had a lot.
Yeah, says Rees.
Is it?
Rees will be keeping score when
Is
he's
man not allowed to take some time away from the pod and then come back?
That's fair enough. But I will be saying, you know, if we're talking about keeping score, we're covering a few bases here beforehand.
I was gonna tee you up.
The boys are taking El Paso, and I hear that someone's going to be scoring the local delicacies. Rees food reviews.
Max, you're literally trying the tacos, man.
From El Paso. El Paso food reviews.
It's only the
From
worst
our boy, the
food
hot dog
I've
eater.
ever seen in my life. They say that the heartburn's worth it. There's just
Well,
no way.
There goes our partnership.
There's no way any heartburn's worth
We're
it.
not partnering with these
Not
people.
at this-
But
not at this rate.
to be fair, I will put some antacids in the bag for you, man.
Let's make sure to introduce our lovely the lovely people on this podcast. I am, of course, Max, the Adman Simpson. I am not wearing a kit because only winning clubs win kits, and mine is not a winning one. And we were going to discuss another non-winning club in Phoenix Rising, but we'll get to that later. Of course, to my right in the middle, we have Owain, the Oracle Evans. Hello.
Well, I never felt more like singing the blues when Cardiff win and Disney lose.
It's pretty good.
Blues.
To his right, your left on the end, Rees, the stat lackey, the glizzy guzzler, the... Ooh, we got something new to come up with. We'll brainstorm some new El Paso games.
When you hear the name of the place, which you'll get
the
afterwards,
El Paso Eradicator.
No. I've got one, but we're not naming apparently where we're going for food reviews yet.
We'll give it time.
Yeah.
Give it
But
time.
I've got one. Don't you worry.
Reese, how we doing?
It's
It's already sinking in. He's already got the sweats.
Arsenal won, and
you're
yeah,
going to evacuate your bowels. And on behind the brand redacted computer, also wearing a kit because his team's not a loser like mine, we have Damon the dog Farrell, who, again, if you heard from the nice singing, he has a matchup with Mr. Owen Evans in the cup. Next stage. Damon, how are we feeling?
Hang on a minute.
Everything.
Wait, Damon, can you get yourself on the
Yeah,
screen
come on now.
quick?
Let's see that.
Hang on a minute.
See a kit.
Give me a second.
Everyone wears kits on this pod. Oh wait, except me, because my club's a fraud. But we knew that. We already knew that.
Just give him a second. He's coming on.
I will say that I will say unabashedly that is a pretty nice kit. If we're going just aesthetic, if I'm trying to take out my deep seated hate for other North
my kit, Max.
I am. It is.
I appreciate that.
It is pretty.
Give me
good.
a second. I'll be on screen.
Oh, he's coming. Don't worry. we'll just kill a bit more time here. But yes, don't worry. The boys are taking El Paso this weekend. So if you find us, Max may buy you a beer.
Max will.
May is a word.
Big May.
But he may buy you a beer.
Wait, you can't.
He can't. He's underage.
Max wants to commit a crime.
You already do, Sonny. You already.
Max encourages criminal behavior.
I do not. That's not true.
That's not good, Max. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that.
There's a lot of things we shouldn't do on this pod.
Yeah, I know. Well, in a minute we will be joined, of course, by none other than our favorite producer, Damon. Now, boys, before we move on, because I did want to get Damon on for this one, boys. If your team is in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals, please raise your hand right now.
Well, actually,
we already covered this.
David and I's club
isn't
in the Carabao Cup quarterfinal because Wrexham lost.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
you're right. One of my clubs made it through.
That's true. I mean, Wrexham did get their behinds handed to
them by
dismantled Cardiff City Football Club.
It was embarrassing from the lads.
You got filleted by the fish.
It was. You can't lose to a League One club.
The fish.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
at least we're still in the championship.
Okay.
Max, you have no spine, says Rybell's in there.
Rybell's, that's tough.
Imagine being Max and having Wrexham lose to Cardiff and then Tottenham getting.
Oh, it's pretty tough.
Like,
it's
ever.
Yeah, at least Chelsea beat the mighty Wolves today.
Well, you know what? After a disappointing result like that you had, losing to Newcastle, the good news is if you want to go back into the managerial market, I do hear that Ange is back out of a job.
Dear gosh.
So,
dear gosh. Hey man, we're
he sometimes wins things.
Not
this year, but maybe next year.
First off, we have a trophy. Okay, that's very important. Second of all, Thomas Frank keeping us third in the table. It's not bad. It's fine. Really good. We're now just able to focus more on the other ones. And that's going to come back to bite us in a couple months when we're knocked out champions. So that's cool. We got a great pod tonight. We got to shout out first off everyone.
Good as it ever is.
Everyone in the chat. Eric Ruby. He's just a guy.
Is he in the chat?
Nothing special.
What's he saying?
He said something. Kind of sucks.
What's he saying?
James Wilson in the chat. Anthony. Amanda. Deborah. William. Rybells. Everyone in there. Deborah hitting the emojis like crazy. Goalie man Pat. Rees, you can't get acid reflux after only 2 bites. Ain't that a fact? We'll see if Rees pulls through. I doubt it, but you never know. Got a lot going on. We got to break it down, right? Phoenix Rising, right? We knew the scenario going in. Win gets them in a good position to host a playoff match. A draw, they end up in 5th. And if they lose, well, they could have been, with a lot going not their way, on the outside losing in. And of course, in typical Phoenix Rising fashion, they did not win. They did not lose. They drew 0-0.
It meant that we knew at full time where they were going.
We did.
There was no waiting. There was no worrying about other people. We knew what was happening.
We certainly did. I mean, listen, we kind of broke it down, right? Phoenix Rising, they had a lot to play for, and you can't really play scoreboard watching, given that they were, of course, right, had the earlier match. You kind of see, as this match unfolded, kind of had 0-0, seemingly in a lot of ways, written all over it, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know if it did.
I think there's like a 15-minute stretch where Pittsburgh really, really threatened.
But there were other moments. I mean, you look in the second half with a chance that was just completely mishit from 3 yards out. Look, here's the thing for me in this one. Maybe I'm being harsh when I say this because it's a results game, and they got a result that was reasonable. I feel as though when you look at it, Rising were more lucky maybe than not that they held on for a clean sheet in this game versus prior games where I think they thoroughly deserved it.
Yeah,
I think in this case it was more a story of Pittsburgh squandering chances that they had than Rising necessarily doing anything to make it that they couldn't get through. I will slightly counter. That's the negative. The positive on this one, I'll say, is that Pittsburgh had spells of pressure, but you didn't see this Rising team panic or collapse or kind of what can happen sometimes with teams when they get under pressure, especially when they're not creating anything, where they can get almost too just caught up in trying to turn things around in a way that they leave themselves way exposed and ultimately do give away the goal. We didn't see that from Rising in this game. But I also don't think they created a whole lot of anything, is the thing. They had maybe 1 or 2 real chances of no. I mean, in the end, it's 0.17 expected goals. Pittsburgh had 1.57.
Yes. I don't know, man. It's definitely one of those where I think at a certain point, and you're definitely pushing for the win, but I mean, you didn't leave yourselves too overly exposed. I mean, right to your point, very much outshot within the XG 1.57 to 0.17, as you mentioned. There has to come a point where in the match, and I'm curious, right, like what's going on in the player's mindset. You want to keep pushing for the win. You know what that could do for you. But also on the other end, it's also trying to not concede, and it's have to be a doomsday scenario. But they avoided that as well. Did you notice if you're in, is there a pinpoint in the match where you're thinking, okay, we kind of know how this match is going, we're gonna play for the draw? I'm not saying they were thinking that, but did you kind of notice that's where the style of play maybe changed at a certain point?
See, actually, it was late on, even though they weren't able to sustain it. Rising kind of flipped the script actually with the addition of Isan Sako and Remy Cabral, and it felt like they were going for it a little bit more. And a couple of chances came just after that. I mean, the rest of the game, we've got to be perfectly frank, the rest of the game, it didn't look like Rising was going to beat Dick at all. It was just so... There was this very little, movement of the ball into the final third at times, little the movement of the ball into the penalty area. Not getting shots off. I mean, I know Rees at the moment on his laptop has the map of shots and the XG from that one. 2 shots inside the penalty area. Quite a few of the shots were from so far out as to just be... I mean, look, here's the story really, right? Pittsburgh had more shots in the 6-yard box than Rising had in the penalty area.
And Rising also just didn't really get the shots from their front three at all. I mean, their starting front three, Darius Johnson, Hope Avievu, Charlie Dennis, finished the night with 1 shot, and that was Charlie Dennis in the first half. It just, no, not even creation, but you just didn't get the ball there.
It needed
6 touches in the opposition box.
It's a problem whereby it needed, I think, the loss of Colin Smith was huge in this one, right? You think about the success that Charlie Dennis has had. No offense, Asala Senge has done well this season, I think, overall, for what he was brought in to do. But the key thing is, what he was brought in to do was be a centre-half.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's pacey. He's a quick centre-half. You can't have him bombing up and down. And it's by necessity, right? I mean, the intrigue for me there is then, do you stick with the current the formation they've been going with? Because it is quite reliant on creativity, attacking threat from those wing-backs in a way that Asala Senge is not really going to give you. Not through fault of his own. That's just not who he is as a player. Do you maybe, or should they maybe have looked at doing something a little bit different tactically there? We know that all the talk on the back 5 or back 3, again, however you want to talk about it, has kind of come about because it's, this is something you have to do sometimes, because you have to talk about what you've got there at your disposal at the club, what you're going to be able to use, pieces there that are going to, how they fit together. You can't ask them to do something, especially late in the season, that isn't them. Mm-hmm. And I almost wonder whether there could have been an element of, do you think about that one? I mean, look, they kept a clean sheet, in fairness. But you almost wonder if there could have been an element of asking, do you have the wing-backs to do what you need to do in this when you are missing Danny Flores, when you are missing Colin Smith?
I don't think you really could find any way to replicate it at all, because, I mean, obviously, Ryan Flood, as well revered
Flood
as
can
he
if
is,
you've got an option on the other side.
Yes, exactly. Ryan Flood cannot be your primary creative or attacking threat on that left side as that wingback spot, just because we've seen time and time again that it's really just not his game, unfortunately, and he's also just not at the quality of a guy like Danny Flores is. And if Rising are missing those two, Danny Flores and Colin Smith, for this game against El Paso, I'd be very concerned about how this team could be able to get a goal to advance. I wouldn't be that concerned about this team defensively, just because of how we've seen it over the last few weeks, where whoever it is at the center backs, mainly Pape Mar Boye, Carl Saint, Asenge, Rafa, whatever combo you put out there, we've seen that they can lock down, but the wing backs in progression just worries me so much.
A little bit too overexposed, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it's overexposed. I just think it's kind of the opposite in a way where it's not like where you kind of expect Colin Smith to get the ball on the right side. And he's just going to take it and go.
Sure.
Senge, you're not going to get that out of him.
Here's the thing. Can I?
Yes.
I'll pick this one up from there again, since we're on the topic. I think of the fullbacks. Do we trust Rizzo enough to start or play a full half this weekend at right back? I'm not sure that he's the guy you need in this. Like, no. And honestly, I don't see him necessarily as being the kind of, again, Colin Smith kills you with his pace. I don't know that that's Pierce Rizzo, to be honest.
Exactly. That's kind of the opposite of what Pierce Rizzo's game is. And no offense to him, he's admitted this on multiple times that he just flat out doesn't have that much pace. That's not what his skill set is. When you play like a traditional back four and you kind of, I know they really haven't done this, but you kind of allow him to be much more defensive. I know they've let him go forward, but it's in a much different role than we've seen from Colin Smith. It won't translate to that wing back role, and it kind of will leave the pitch lopsided, I think.
That's the thing. I feel as though when you're dealing with, ultimately this kind of shape that we've seen, you're quite reliant in the end on that pace and the wings, because again, you don't have necessarily as well a target up top.
Yeah.
Again, it's in the chat there, and Gunman Pat say you're not going to beat good teams with Hope spearheading the attack in the middle. I get that. I mean, hoofing it to him with a centre back on his back, you're unlikely to get it. The key thing is you've got to have the people playing off of him to either side, and that's what's going to work. And it's going to be the pace along the wings. Ideally, you see them kind of spraying the ball sometimes out wide, making the most of that pace, and having Hope as that kind of false nine can, it can yield results. I don't think you're playing to his strengths necessarily, but at the same time, the question is, where else does Hope Aveyevu fit in that team then, actually? Real talk. Where does he fit in that team?
I
in that shape. If you don't play him in that role. And if you don't play him in that role, I mean, if you stick him in that shape, then are you going to drop Hope?
No, you can't. To me, you can't drop a player of his caliber from what we've seen from him this season. I think that the false nine thing, it can work, and I understand the purpose of it, but I just think, you have to get a guy like him out there by any means possible. And taking him off the pitch, would just be a failure in my eyes. I just don't think you can do that.
He's not going to be winning the ball enough to play it off. He needs to be getting the guy getting the second ball.
You're not wrong, Girly Man Pat, there. I'm not going to argue.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's something we're gonna get into a little bit further. And I mean, listen, it's always better when you're able to take a lead in the playoffs, but also you don't have to. And I'm not advocating for Phoenix Rising terrible
into existence.
I'm throwing it out there. This is the offs. You get the beautiful open expansive football, and you also get more 0-0, but make it 10 times worse. And we can talk about it all on the other side of the break. Ooh, I like that music. Well, shout out friends over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. I mean, the number one and really the only rule that they have at Gila River Resorts and Casinos is you do you, right? They got the 4 different locations throughout the valley with all the wonderful amenities. I was at our first PHNX Suns watch party just earlier this week. The food, fantastic, nice little Caesar salad coupled with wings. I'm a big chicken guy. They have it there at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. The food is fantastic. The setup is legendary status, as you're seeing on your screen there. And they're just great people, right? Great people, take care of you. Wild Horse Pass, the upper deck area, is our go-to. But if that doesn't tickle your fancy, they got 3 others throughout the valley. Largest casino floor in Arizona, events all the time. Multiple of our PHNX hosts have checked out concerts, different comedy shows, all these types of events that they have. And by the way, the room stays absolutely great.
Max is going to be staring out the window as we drive past, by the way, on the weekend, like drooling.
Yeah, I can tell you without unequivocally, I would much rather be staying at Gila Resorts Casinos than in El Paso. You with our friends at Gila Resorts and Casinos. Visit playathila.com to learn more. Also, shout out our friends over at Rally House. Rally House, I like good gear. We like good gear, right? You know, these guys, and I don't want to say anything, right there, you know, I will say, they're repping very questionable kits, and that's all well and good. Rally House, they have much better selection of merch and a great variety of it too. If you are a diehard Arizona sports fan, which I know you are because you are watching it here, make sure to stop by Rally House, right? They have the 3 locations throughout the valley. Of course, you can shop them online as well at rallyhouse.com. And this isn't just, oh, here's a shirt, oh, here's maybe a hat, and they all have all that great stuff. They have sicko stuff. You want socks, you want hats, you want glasses, you want shot glasses, you want all the different weird keychains and different sicko things because you're a diehard Arizona sports fan. Rally House has it for you. Check out Rally House's 3 locations throughout the valley as well as online at rallyhouse.com. Make sure PHNX sent you. Be on the lookout too. Got always some fun stuff cooking up with our friends over at Rally House. Ooh, we're back. PHNX Rising podcast, talking a bit about the upcoming matchup with El Paso.
All right.
It's tough. We're here. We are previewing this matchup. Right. I mean, these two teams, right, finishing 4th and 5th. Again, like we mentioned, could have been a toss-up based on who was hosting, especially if Rising won. They would have been hosting because El Paso got battered by San Antonio.
Absolutely they did, yeah, to be fair.
Yeah. Listen, it's going to be interesting how Phoenix Rising's line up. We kind of want to set the scene, guys. What is when we hear El Paso as a matchup, there's a lot of different ways that Rising could have been drawn, win their seed, could have been a lot of different opponents. Now knowing that El Paso is going to be their matchup, how do we look at this from a matchup perspective? Is this a good matchup for Phoenix Rising, or was there an opponent that maybe caters to their play a little bit better?
I don't know, because
these games are nuts, to be clear.
They are.
They've played them 3 times this year.
100%.
Max was hinting at, maybe you play a 0-0 draw. There've been an average of 6 goals per game whenever these teams have met. Well, how would that work if they draws?
Well, yeah, I know.
How would that work, Rees?
Regardless, yeah.
Rees, do numbers, mate. Numbers.
Well, I'm Max Simpson. I'm no calculator.
Just a wee lad.
He's not.
But I mean, I do think
you know what? The only numbers he knows are numbers out of 10 for the hot dogs he's eating this weekend.
And of course,
all right. I think that with the 3 games that Rising have played El Paso in, the 4-4 draw, 3-3 draw, the 2-2. That was the Jägermeister Cup. Correct me if I'm wrong. The US's version of the Carabao Cup, which was
a shot at glory.
Yeah, okay, that's not even the same cup.
Wait, what? What cup
was
it?
The Jägermeister Cup.
It's like the Coca-Cola Cup, Capital One
okay,
Cup.
moving
what
on.
Other names
Johnson's Paint Trophy.
I learned something new every time I
Papa John's Trophy.
No, this is mentioned.
Cup.
Okay.
The Jägermeister Cup.
Go on.
So,
it was that thing they did before it was the USL race to the playoffs presented by Terminator.
Yes.
Find your Jägermeister at Circle K.
That's a good save.
If you're old enough.
I think you should kind of just forget about those games, to be honest, because, Rising, the 4-4 draw Rising, that's just not the same Rising that they are now.
No, it's not.
And even now, compared to the last one, that 2-2 draw or the 3-3 draw, it's Rising have locked down so much defensively. While I do worry about how the attack's going to look, the defending quality that we've seen over the last month just gives me a lot more peace of mind that this game isn't going to be an absolute barn burner.
And that's why Rising have been rising in the Prince Tires performance standings.
Nice.
You're not Max Simpson.
That was a move out of my playbook. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. He even did the whole thing like, hey, did you see what I did? See what I did? That's a meme.
We're winding you up with this.
Simpson. That's horrible.
Yeah, you are. Girl, that Pat, Phoenix versus El Paso, okay, the race to 4. Yeah, I don't know. You look at the form these teams are on. I mean, yeah, to your point, there have been goals previously. It's been a lot of stymieing football, to say the least. I mean, listen, we have seen in these playoffs, the matches, right? They really could go a lot of different directions, right? We have seen Phoenix Rising games in previous seasons, granted with a lot more prolific attack, open matches, 5, 6, 7 goals combined between multiple teams. That I wasn't even trying to do that.
Max, mate, you knew what you wanted.
I swear, I really.
He's still doing it behind the laptop right now.
This man needs help. Right, but there's been multiple games where it's very open play, lots of goals, and yet we've also seen the other side of the coin where their teams just want to bunker in, and you're just trying to you're not trying to get kicks to the mark, but at some point you become content with that is going to be your strategy. These two teams, they know each other well. There's been players, whether they've been on these clubs or not, that there's been a lot of crossover. I'm very curious on how this looks because it's going to be a bit of chess, but you really have to see how these teams are going to look to impose themselves. And I tend to agree a bit, at least with Rees, I don't think it's going to be a 0-0 bunker ball, but I am curious of who is going to be more willing to step out and really try to take the game, make that first move. It really, to me, it is a toss-up a bit.
Look, here's the thing. Gabi Torres brought up by Goalie Pat there. Yeah, Gabi has played well against Rising this year. It's interesting. By the way, I'll drop a little hint on this, so we will have a bit of a preview article going up on the gophnx.com on Friday. Speaking with a few people around the club here about a variety of topics, including actually Gabi Torres. And look, what people were saying to me today on that one is look, he's kind of always had some of that in his arsenal. It's just that he's playing with a lot of freedom, it feels, this year in the role that they've got him doing to express that, to show what he's capable of. And that's really helping him in El Paso. Look, it's not going to be an easy game. You want to talk about a weak link? You want to talk about a weak link for El Paso? And it's where I think Rising can't afford to look like they did this past week against Pittsburgh. The weak link for El Paso is Jamali Waite in goal.
Yeah.
He is not a good goalkeeper. Mm-hmm. His numbers are not good this year. He is really, really doing poorly. I'll actually pick him up in a minute, but go on, talk for a bit here, please. For me, Max, as I do.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's going to be very interesting, especially knowing like Phoenix Rising. There have been matches where you're crying out for them to please pepper the goal, take some shots, have a bit more of that attacking press. You see it on the weekend against Pittsburgh. There are times where they're just it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It doesn't come together. There's not going to be that high sustained stretch of attacking play. Maybe certainly not over 90 minutes, and especially in the playoffs. Yes, it comes down to individual moments. Goals change games. I don't know if you guys ever heard that one, but right, like those are very key things. But I feel a lot of it, to Goalman Pat, what he said earlier, this team sometimes does look to over rely on we're just going to try to play the counter. We're going to try to go against the run of play and go from that. I feel against the playoffs, while that could be an effective strategy, your margins are so thin, and you really got to be able to control the attacking flow, control the state of the game. So I'm curious how that factors in, especially with a goalie who's maybe not up to snuff. I'm all for pepper and shots. You want to make them high quality, but you're playing away from home. Try to take the momentum where you can get it, because it's not just going to appear out of nowhere.
Here's one thing I'm going to say. Of goalkeepers who have played 20 or more games this year.
It's a good sample size.
Within USL Championship. That's out of 30 games, by the way.
Good sample size.
Can you tell that the USL All League Awards are coming up now? So I've got all these numbers.
Yeah, you do.
Jamali Waite has the worst performance in terms of goals conceded, excluding own goals, relative to expected goals against. The expected goals against for El Paso Locomotive, 23.7. Goals conceded, if you exclude own goals, 34. That's double digits.
Yes, yeah,
you need to get shots off against this man. Rising overperformed their XG. You've got to. That's
tough.
I'm just saying.
That's tough. We got.
Can I get a Mo Traore in there, please?
Oh boy.
Remember that one from the start of the year against this team?
That was nuts.
Did Rising look necessarily in all of those games they played against El Paso as though they deserved 3 or 4 goals? Really?
No. I think they
them.
went forward, but they just no.
And
when you score like that,
the chances are there for the taking. I don't think that Jamali Waite's a particularly good goalkeeper. If you're watching this, El Paso, enjoy the team talk.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's going to stand on his head.
He's going to stand on his head right now and make us look like an idiot.
Saves.
Yeah.
Just absolutely look incredible as he carries El Paso to the title this year.
He's not good.
He'll be wearing the weight of the team on his shoulders.
Right, I'm done.
Yeah, baby.
I'm not walking out.
Yeah,
really,
we got Rob Bales and
awful.
Devin all in the chat, both saying Sacco to start. Well, he's saying Remy Cabral to start. Impact player. Yeah, you gotta love it. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We'll go through, in a little bit here. We'll talk about what starting 11 should Phoenix Rising roll out, and we really want to dissect
one with players.
Yeah, at least 11.
Good start. We did say starting 11. We'll break down what that can look up and who Phoenix Rising's key players could be.
Harvey Neville times 10.
Okay, and we will get into that on the other side of the break.
Up top.
All right. You're saying Harvey Neville up top. Well, you know what I have up top? Our friends at Branded Bills. Branded Bills, they are up top. You have a nice ASU hat, 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 a nice ASU.
Look at Max getting back to his Tucson roots.
ASU hat.
Wow.
Just give me all the hats. Just give me all the hats. Just give me all the hats.
Yeah. No, Max is wearing all the hats.
Just give me all the hats.
Max is wearing all the hats.
No, I'm not. Brandon Bills.
Now let him have the ASU.
Brandon Bills, they have a fine selection of hats. ASU, U of A,
Bear
Phoenix
down,
Suns, everything in between. They even have done a limited edition Arizona Diamondbacks hat for a one-off match or a one-off game earlier this year. It's what they do. They are a local to Arizona company now in their lovely new shiny headquarters in Tempe. It's just absolutely fantastic. They do a ton of custom hats, the best in the business, but you can actually save some money. Go to promo code BBPHNX for 15% off your order when you go to brandonbills.com. Again, brandonbills.com, promo code BBPHNX.com for 15% off your order. Do it
no.
today because it's it's legit. It's legit the best hats out there. Also, shout out our friends at Kemper. Okay.
Get them on, man.
For more than 15 years, Access Insurance Agency of Arizona has provided affordable and reliable car insurance to drivers in the Phoenix metro area. As a dedicated part of the local community, Access Auto helps Arizona drivers get insured by offering flexible coverage options and accepting various forms of ID, driving histories, and license types by partnering with over 20 insurance carriers that make it easy for you to compare rates and find the best policy for your budget. With bilingual Spanish-speaking agents at 9 convenient locations across the valley, Access agents are ready to assist customers in finding the right coverage for their budgets and identifying available discounts. Both cash and card payments are accepted for added convenience. Access Auto, trusted by the community, rooted in Phoenix, and ready to help. All statements are subject to the terms, exclusions, and conditions of the applicable policy. In all instances, the current policy contracts language prevails. Coverage is subject to individual policyholders meeting underwriting qualifications, state availability. Other terms, conditions, and exclusions may apply.
Nice hat, Max.
Which one? All of them, because it's Brandon Bills. We love it. By the way, make sure if you haven't already, leave a like, like Phoenix is saying. And of course, become a supporters club. Become a supporters club member. It's fantastic.
Can you hear me, Damon?
Wow, my head is so heavy.
Is it that heavy?
We got people in the chat.
We do have people in the chat.
They're supporters club members, right? Consider becoming a supporters club member today. Sign up. You can do it straight from our YouTube channel page. $5 per month. Get to spam us with emojis. Get to have fun, exclusive insider content, all the fun things that we have, even for just starting $5 a month.
Yeah. I'm also going to say, by the way, if you're not a diehard in our Discord, you're missing out a bit here because we will engage quite a bit, I think, this weekend. And also, if you're looking for comments on places or things with El Paso, we've done the trip quite a few times by now, so do feel free to message us in Discord, and we will give you.
Hit us in the cord.
At that point, Max can't tell me no free ads because it's not on the pod.
I mean,
I will tell you where to go for drinks.
No, I certainly can.
And food.
I certainly can. I will.
And where to not.
I will hop in the Discord and then censor what you're saying.
This man is he's now gutting the whole reason.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to
telling people go to the Discord.
I'm trying to.
That I will help you have a good time.
I'll stick my neck out for our partners every day, but I'm gonna be real. My neck is getting very heavy with all these Brandon Bills hats because they're so high quality, but also they're very heavy when you have like 15 of them. How many of them are there?
Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Stop it! Stop it!
6-7.
Oh, he did it again.
This kid sucks. All right.
Reese, what were those numbers again, just for him?
I know it was 6 or 7.
What didn't I send you? What was the XG at halftime? Obviously, they
Pittsburgh, they had 0.67 XG, I think.
They did. They adjust that, by the way, of course. But
yeah,
at the time, it
Opta
was
loves to change their mind on the XG model.
Opta.
All right. So
Opta.
if we are looking
Opta.
into
What other
this
stat companies
matchup,
are there?
right?
Yes.
Let's get into let's do El Paso side first, right? El Paso, right?
Thank you, William.
Talked a bit.
Nature is healing.
Yes. We love that. Oh, yeah. Damon's is ecstatic.
Damon will also love that.
Damon is ecstatic.
There is no bigger LA Dodgers hater
There isn't.
than
There isn't.
Damon.
There really isn't. It means everything to me. When the Dodgers won that 18-inning game, like I actually was sitting on my couch like my team just lost that game. Like I was
believe
I
me
was
when I
doom
say this.
scrolling. I
Right
was
now,
so mad.
right now, if you cut Damon, maple syrup comes out.
You want
100%.
Like,
you want
he's-
you want Brandon Bills to make the Shohei Ohtani hat, right?
Oh my God, I would have to denounce my great friends at Branded Bills.
Well, no.
But Max, thankfully, the good
Thankfully.
people over at Branded Bills
They
would
don't.
never do
They would
such
never.
a thing.
They would
Ever.
never. They would never. Absolutely. All right, so let's look at the El Paso side first. We've talked a bit about a couple of their players. Who we know they have guys. We know they have guys. We know there's some talent
how
there.
teams work.
When we're talking about this playoff matchup, name me a few that you think are the difference makers.
Well, I mean, we obviously spoke about Gabi Torres, but I mean, I know they both have kind of been off and on over the last couple of months, really, mainly. Is it Beto Cabrera? Is that what he's going by now? I know it's Wilmer Jr., but he's got Andy Cabrera. That's
Andy.
Yeah, I was thinking of what's the
What
name
were
of
you
Beto?
thinking of?
No, they
then?
have a Beto on their team. Beto Avila. That's what I was thinking of. And then Amando Moreno. I think those are two guys that if you surrender the same amount of chances that you did against Pittsburgh, obviously Pittsburgh had very sparing chances. I wouldn't want to do it against these two guys. I think even though, again, they have struggled over the last few games, they each have 10 goals in the season, right? So you don't have a guy who has 10 goals in the league this season. I think that both those guys are guys who make the Rising's defense pay.
It's how that left-hand side comes together for me.
Yeah.
Around Gabi Torres and the players around him over there. That's it for me. If they can get that moving, if they can get that working, if Rising can effectively stop that, they're in a good space. Yeah. If they can't effectively stop it, could be a long night.
That's fair.
Are we ready for score predictions? Yeah.
Well, hold on.
I thought we don't do score predictions.
That is true. We don't do score predictions in the playoffs. He's right.
So hold on.
It didn't work out last year.
From the Phoenix Rising.
You're right. We can give that one up.
From the Phoenix Rising side, right? There's a couple decisions, right?
3-2 Rising extra time.
Couple decisions to be made, right? There's been a bit of chop and changing within the back line, bit of rotation, some consternation in terms of, who's in that attacking sense. There's a couple guys where, right, be shocked if they're not, in the starting 11, right? You have your obvious ones, Patrick Rakowski, Charlie Dennis. There's guys who, right, like barring something crazy, they name themselves. Who are some other key guys where you're knowing the situation? This isn't just a league match where it's like you need someone who can win you the match, or at the very least, like we said, not lose you the match. Who do you want in the starting 11 for Phoenix Rising?
She has leadership.
Love it.
Honestly,
yeah.
I think big part late in the season. I think of giving it's important to have an older head in there. Right, this is a very young team. Having an older head there that's going to keep them, I think, in just keep the heads down, because you don't know what's going to happen. Right, Rising take a 2-0 lead. You want someone who's going to keep them focused. Game's not over. Especially with the way this game has gone in the past this season. You go behind, you want someone who's going to keep their heads there. You go into extra time and you're at a point whereby it's level, and at the end of the day, you've got to also then consider, okay, how are you going to give yourselves a chance at winning, but also know that the margins right now are not really in, if you give away something badly, you don't have time to recover. You want that veteran presence in the squad. Yeah.
There is an interesting element. Go ahead, Rees.
Thanks for cutting me off, Max. You're such a great guy.
I apologize.
No, yeah, I want a handwritten apology.
Eric Mosu?
Letter. Yeah, him and JP Skeers. I think the double pivot of those two have really worked well together.
That's leaning his tower on his head, by the way.
And as much as we talked over the season about how JP Skeers is kind of Jose Hernandez reincarnated with some of his passing abilities, he only completed 10 of 25 against Pittsburgh. Not very good, but he won 8 of 9 duels.
It's actually really low for Jose.
It's actually
Hernandez numbers.
Well, yes, but more so. That's just the completion is poor. I think those two guys are a big part of the reason why Rising's just been able to stifle some of these teams over the last month, and I think they have to be in
this
11.
formation doesn't work without Mosu.
Completely agree.
Mosu is needed to actually move the ball forward, really. And that's not a dig at JP Skeers or any of those guys, but they're a different role of midfielder.
Yes.
So I just feel as though Mosu to me is the guy who you will see him, presuming he's fit and ready to go. But I don't know. You need him really. The other comment will be actually
I think he's more suited for this starting 11.
Last week we did hear that Smith and Flores were day to day. They are still being described as day to day.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, but you got to bear in mind, Pa likes to keep things
I know,
kind of close to the chest. He's doing that because he doesn't want El Paso to know if he's playing him or not.
I think if those two don't play, I'd be very concerned about this team's ability to advance within 120 minutes. I just think getting a goal would be
There was a prediction
difficult.
in there, by the way, of a penalty shootout win. Yeah. I have to kind of say on that one, though, you always wonder, eventually, it's a weighted lottery, okay? It's not a pure lottery. It's not pure luck. There is skill. There is preparation. It's a weighted lottery.
Yeah.
It's a weighted lottery. There's such a large element of luck. There really is.
There is.
Not least because, let's be clear, not many players in this league are putting penalties completely out of reach. With regularity.
I feel
like not many people are doing that anyways nowadays.
I don't
They're
disagree.
not. You're not wrong.
And I don't disagree. And even when you look over, you can look at even this season where there's been points, very high points for Patrick Rakowski, where he has been a penalty stopping behemoth. Like, he comes up clutch. He had that streak going. Like, that is not for nothing. I understand where you're coming from, but I think even within the playoffs, and this almost even doubles down on it, there is that aspect of, especially if you are not someone who maybe is that regular, and this is also assuming we get to that point, yada, yada, if you are not a regular penalty kick taker, and you're stepping up knowing that someone who has been hot on penalties, certainly for that stretch earlier in the season, listen, that can't not play a factor.
Counterpoint, 2023 final, Danny Trejo didn't take a penalty on the pitch, and he was on the pitch.
Yeah, but I also think he's very much, that dude's been there. I'm talking about some of these guys who they haven't been in those big moments.
Yeah, but Renzo Zambrano took one over him. Would you take him? Erickson Gallardo took one over Trejo?
To be clear, we went 5 as well, so it's not as though he was later in the 5.
Yeah. Crutzen took one. Daniel Crutzen.
It's the guy who's ready for it there and then.
Took one.
Are you fit? Are you ready?
Counterpoint to the counterpoint.
If you're on tired legs, you've been running for an extra half hour over a normal 90. So even the shootouts we saw in the Jaeger Cup this year.
The Jägermeister
Cup.
Full name.
Shot at glory.
My point is, regardless who steps
you can watch on ESPN Plus.
Regardless who steps up.
CBS.
Regardless who steps up. If we get into a penalty kick.
Hey, do you see Texas
self-relegated
today?
Regardless whether we get into a penalty kick situation, it stands for something.
Devastating.
It stands for something that Phoenix Rising has a shot stopper between the sticks.
Goalieman Pat, great point. Always got Quayshow for Pens. Could bring him on. Penalty only sub, and then
that's kind of what I was saying.
Well, the thing is, you don't have that same because you're playing the extra half hour relative to the Jaeger, where you had the chance to make changes. I don't know if you do. That's the thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Did we see Quayshow?
No, probably not. I don't know, maybe. He was injured last week.
You've seen weirder things. This goes
He
into
was
a 120.
injured last week. He was listed on the availability report. I believe he was injured in a way that I'm not certain that we will see him this week. I'll put it that way. We'll see.
So we're not doing score predictions?
I've already said I think they're going to win 3-2 in extra time.
El Paso 2-1 regular time.
Max?
1-0 El Paso.
Yeah. All right. And Damon?
5-0 Rising.
Our boy, he knows.
I just want to confirm: is this a 90 or is this this goes to?
They're not scoring 5 goals in extra time after drawing
I'm
0-0.
not asking
Max.
you. I'm
What
asking the dog. I'm asking
what
the dog.
Dumb question.
That's a very fair question.
You know, I'm thinking it's a 1-0 first half and then kind of a 4-goal flurry from the 85th minute on as the boys, the Locomotive, try to really push back and
try
really
to get it back on the tracks.
Put everybody up the pitch. You know, I expect Rising to take advantage of that on the counter.
Yeah.
5-0.
All right, there we are.
Very fair question.
All right, any more ads, Max?
Rebels 2-0 for Phoenix. Okay, yes.
Max, give me my ads so I can talk about nonsense. Come on.
I don't want to talk about Texoma.
I agree.
I've got that. Have a good time. No, we'll be right back on the other side of our final break. All right, we got a new partner in the house.
Do we?
Who? Our friends at Arizona Lottery, which is a season for over $80 million in prizes. Play holiday tickets from the Arizona Lottery for the chance to fill your stocking with cash. There are 6 festive scratchers to choose from, including the Cash Countdown, which has prizes of up to $250,000 and candy cane cash, which smells just like peppermint. That's delightful. You can win money and smell some nice scents in the process. Of course, they have instant prizes with their holiday fast play tickets. And when it comes to holiday gifts, holiday scratchers are legit a fantastic, you can put it in a stocking, you put it in an envelope, you can just straight up give it to people. It's great. They have multiple ones that are $1. It's a truly great way to spread cheer, have some fun, right? We'll bring
I won't lie, I'd rather get one of them than like when people sometimes give you cards and it's just like
100%. Give me the money. Give me an opportunity.
You're gonna spend on one of those.
Give me an opportunity. I want the thrill. The thrill of winning.
Yeah.
Check out our friends over at Arizona Lottery. Again, you must be 21 years or older to play. Play and gift today. Also, you know where you can find Arizona Lottery scratchers? Our friends over at Circle K.
Max is actually buying gas this weekend.
That's actually very fair.
But it's probably going to be for us in the car.
And it's going to, thank you for the caveat. And it will absolutely be from our friends over at Circle K. We are, of course, in Studio K, presented by Circle K. We live, eat, and breathe Circle K. They have everything fantastic, right? Become an Inner Circle member today. All it takes is a phone number. Download the Circle K app for free. And they have the amazing things, right? We celebrate a fuel day. It is the holiday that comes around every once in a while, right? Last week, they have the great stuff. We're stocking up at Circle K. Max is potentially chipping in on buying some snacks from our friends at Circle K. You guys will help out too, right? Right?
What are we doing?
You're going to help out buying some snacks?
That's not what friends do.
Max is getting a meal deal.
Yeah.
Max is getting a meal deal for Rees.
Nice. You know it.
The hot dog one.
Long drive over to El Paso. We're going to stock up with our friends over at Circle K. Go check them out. Again, download the Inner Circle today. All you need is that phone number. Terms and conditions do apply at participating locations. Let's go. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it time to have a morning session for Texoma?
Can we give a shout out actually to Phoenix Rising as the only team in the Texoma FC professional era to concede 4 goals to Texoma?
You know, I just
the only team to ever do that.
More Texas than Oma showed up.
To ever do that.
When I'm on my deathbed one day and I'm looking back at my life,
You can say, remember when Lamin Jowney scored against Phoenix Rising for
revenge game?
I'm going to live with one regret and one regret only.
That you didn't go to Sherman, Texas.
I did not go to historic Bearcat Stadium
to be with 1,045 of your closest friends.
I absolutely will regret that until the day I die and even beyond.
That's fair. I'm not going to regret that. I'm going to be honest.
It's just, I was on Google Street View before the game. And Texoma, Sherman, Texas, it It gives like New York City a run for its money.
Can I be real for a minute?
Vegas,
How on earth did they ever get a team?
Well, they're putting another one in that like same region. It's like my brother's like the source for USL expansion teams. I don't know how he finds these, but he just sends me them before anyone else knows. They're putting one in Collin County.
What? Explain, please.
I don't know. That's all the information I have.
How is this? It's come from Reddit by the looks.
McKinney.
Going up had the Johnny Goal counts for an extra 2. William with the
McKinney's getting one, but McKinney's part of the
6 now.
McKinney's part of DFW kind of matchup.
Okay.
It's what?
Yeah, it's awesome.
What?
I would imagine for a league like USL that closer travel is probably ideal, right? So putting a team in the middle of the country that's near a bunch of other teams probably is like best case scenario.
Yeah. Brownsville, Texas. Here we go. Who will be making the trip?
I already bought my tickets.
Scenes. Oh my God. I just looked it up. This place looks awful.
Oh, Brownsville, Texas.
The second picture is the zoo, and they've got like 2 giraffes. This place looks absolutely miserable.
Wait, is this the new RGV team?
I think it is.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. No, not yes. This is RGV. RGV was miserable the first time.
This is...
And where was that again, Owen? I remember
that was in Edinburgh.
That's
you had to fly into McAllen. It was kind of grim because you'd fly into McAllen. There's nothing there.
It's only kind of grim. It's not fully grim.
It was pretty grim. It's pretty grim.
That is true. We didn't talk about Lordsburg.
Yeah, we're going to probably stop in Lordsburg. We're going to leave Max in Lordsburg, actually, on the way.
We're taking a vacation to Lordsburg, New Mexico.
Mr. Vacations.
We're pretty excited about it.
Max's Vacation Chronicles.
It's the birthplace of the official New Mexico state song, "Oh Fair New Mexico."
My uncle was given the key to the city of Lordsburg one time.
I
swear to God.
Is this real?
How are we not bringing you?
I swear to God.
You got to tell us more about this.
I don't know. I don't know a ton of details. I think he just happened to there was some historical site or something he was at, and he happened to coincidentally be the 15th guy or something, and they were like, "You get the key to the city."
That's awesome.
Yeah,
should we stop in Deming? You could join 14,758 of your closest friends.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, no, these are all places on the I-10.
These are places.
I'm saying we're gonna stop.
It's
at
just
the most
miserable.
obscure places.
It's just miserable.
Wait, what was the thing? What was the thing we need to travel? Brandon said that we need to.
That's the wrong one. That was Albuquerque.
Pie Town. You're thinking of Pie Town.
We're not doing that. It's way out the way.
That's right.
When this team makes the Western Conference final, we'll go to Pie Town, Max.
Going to Pie Town? You're doing a pie challenge, aren't you?
Max, I cannot think of many less things I would like to do in my life than go to Pie Town, New Mexico, and just eat as much pie as possible.
That sounds pretty fun.
There are 2 pie shops there, and the first one didn't open until 1995, and the place has been named Pie Town since the Great Depression. It's a total fraud of a city.
This man has got strong opinions on the fraud.
More of a cake guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all we got.
All right. Fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So Max is a big Las Cruces guy, I think.
Las Cruces is fine.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not.
I've never heard anything good about Las Cruces.
I can't confirm or deny.
It's just El Paso. It's literally just the New Mexico suburb of El Paso.
The problem though
essentially.
is New Mexico. That does take it down a couple of pegs.
Yeah, sure. I mean, El Paso is honorary New Mexico, basically. If we're being real,
maybe. We're just gonna stop in Benson.
I got a buddy from Benson.
Dude, you're looking at the geography lines of El Paso. It's crazy. Just man, it's just
it's on the border.
PHNX, welcome back to the PHNX Geography Podcast. It's crazy, man.
Okay.
He says this. You know what's interesting actually is that from the hotel room, depending on which side of the hotel you're on, you may be looking over to Mexico.
That's what I'm saying. You can look at Mexico. New Mexico's not too far. It's crazy.
We're just talking about the size of Juarez. how big that city is.
Is it?
It's big.
It's about 5 times the size of El Paso.
Whoa!
It's
So it's like just engulfing it, huh?
It's a metropolitan
It's
area.
big.
El Paso's
You
like
kind of look out again. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I've had the hotel room that is looking in that direction. You look out at night and it's just lights.
no, because there's mountains and stuff
Yeah,
too,
the mountains as well. I
Yeah,
know.
so you can clearly see into Mexico. It is pretty
yeah.
trippy.
Oh,
yeah.
you know where we gotta go in El Paso?
The cemetery.
No, the International Museum of Art. This is the International Museum of Art is in El Paso.
I want to talk about the cemetery there in El Paso, though.
What is this International Museum of Art? Works from Africa, Mexico, the Southwest, and local artists.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they've just thrown Africa in there among the Southwest and Mexico,
Yeah.
effectively. Gets good
In a
reviews.
1910 mansion?
Yeah,
Great reviews.
Yeah.
We're not going there. We're going to
Can we
get
check out the
Rees food
cemetery
review.
though? That's really what I want to do because
What you can.
we were looking at the map earlier.
We're gonna go for some food near there
and
at some point.
he found it. Owen found it on the map. He didn't have any labels on where, but he found the one green spot where this big cemetery is. What on earth? Like how do we just have this memorized at the
Because
cemetery?
this place
Like,
for the food is by the cemetery. I know that. It's right by the graveyard.
the graveyard. Yeah, it's
That's what they
Reese's-
say on the
Reese's Cole's
website.
gonna be in
It's
the graveyard after he's done.
Max. I'm
no,
taking
this
one
food is
bite
good to be
and
fair.
chucking
See,
it in
the
the bin.
old place by the graveyard is the way they describe
This
it.
is bizarre. Like, it's 2025.
Join us. Come have fun in El Paso. We're gonna be having a good time.
We'll do a live showing of Reese
Local-
reviews. Come on.
Local
Come on.
landmark.
Rumor has
Back
it
to
we may even be
1927.
doing a post-game show.
People say it.
What?
People saying it.
I know.
How's it the
People-
22nd most populous city? That's just nuts. 680,000
Feel bad for the other
people.
21 above it. And on that note, thank you, everyone.
I was
for joining
afraid
us.
of the San Diego cemetery, Devin. That was the most bizarre thing I've ever done in my life.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on the
Max, we
episode
started
of
late,
the
so we have more time
GHX.
to go, Max, unfortunately.
I'm just going to really drag out this.
No,
outro.
that cemetery
Yeah,
was
we
the
do.
most
We do have
bizarre
4
thing.
minutes.
That was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. At like 3 a.m. in San Diego.
It's 56,
Absolutely
man. It's what
bizarre.
Bro, these
Yeah.
glasses. Oh, man.
I don't ever want to go there again.
That's crazy.
Speaking of which, people saying about
how
the
old Max is.
Speaking of which, people saying on here about the US women's national team being against New Zealand. Shout out Gabi Rennie for the New Zealand team.
Is he
there.
legend?
ASU, Gabi Rennie. Actually was playing against another former ASU
Yeah,
player.
I saw that.
And Alexi Delgado down in Mexico in friendlies prior to this.
You
Yeah.
can go to the Sun Bowl where ASU is inevitably going to be playing.
We're not
in
going
next
to the
couple
Sun Bowl,
months.
man.
Hey,
We're
man.
not going to the Sun Bowl.
Believe we'll get the LA Bowl, the Gronk LA Bowl.
Dude, if you guys try to take that Gronk LA Bowl from
No.
us, I will kill you with my my hands.
The
my bare
Territorial
hands.
Cup this year is gonna be who gets the LA Bowl.
I will say
Loser gets it, and I'll be first one there.
I will say the Sun Bowl is a much better bowl than the old
Oh,
LA Bowl.
million times
I'd go to either one though, so I'd be happy either one. I'm not greedy.
SoFi's cool, but I cannot imagine it being cool for a bowl game. That just has
Oh,
to
it
be
would
the
probably
coolest
suck.
It's
place
called, by the way,
ever.
the Bucked Up LA Bowl hosted by Gronk.
Yeah, I mean
It's the
if
full formal
I would
It
title.
used to be the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl, didn't it?
a Gronk Bowl would be cool for a U of A bowl game.
Yes.
It would make a lot of sense. Yes.
I believe that's our current projection, whereas ASU is projected in the Sun Bowl.
Let's lose 4 more
We're going to
games.
be Big 12 champions.
Actually, 3 more.
Really? I didn't know that, Max. You guys
that
hardly ever
the-
talk about it.
Thank you.
It's the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
It
Usually
is.
the
All right.
Hyundai Sun
I even knew
Bowl.
that, but didn't say
It's true.
anything
It
'cause,
is true.
you know,
Can't
so-
remember any of the
yeah,
other
They're
yes.
great.
Okay.
Am I right, Max?
No, they're much more great when you don't mention the free ad, pal.
I
Tony the
didn't even
Tiger.
say the
Yeah.
brand of cereal that it is.
Frosted Flakes produced by General Mills. Or is it Kellogg's?
It's Kellogg's. It's
Ah.
Kellogg's.
See, I just try to get as many brands in there as possible. That's on me, guys.
What's your favorite cereal, guys?
You know, it depends.
There's plenty of them you can buy at Circle K, right,
I
Damon?
like Honey Nut Cheerios,
For sure.
but Lucky Charms is always a classic.
I'm not a big cereal guy, is the thing. But
such
if
a
I was
kid.
to talk about any
Buzzkill.
brands that I may relate to, maybe I'll just pull out the prior sponsors for the Tony the Tiger Sunball.
Stop. No.
How do we feel about?
Let's look at some of
Kellogg's
other
prospects.
can't take it.
Kellogg's
Apple
other products?
products.
What do they do? Yeah, nice. Brands.
David, end the pod, please.
Rice Krispies.
How much time do we have
Pop-Tarts.
left?
We have about 30 seconds, Max.
Oh,
Pop-Tarts.
beautiful. Okay, well, I'm going to now start the outro.
Max's Raisin Bran.
Oh, absolutely.
Max's
two favorite cereals.
Raisin Bran guy you have seen
Raisin Bran, then Corn Flakes.
Okay, not cornflakes. Raisin Bran's fine. That's fine.
All right, man.
Appreciate everyone
Max,
joining
the
us
old
here.
jokes aren't
Actually,
even
you know what?
jokes.
We're being unfair here. Raisin Bran, the raisins are a bit too spicy for him. He'll go for just all bran.
Spicy.
Do they put shrimp in the cereal?
Appreciate everyone joining us
he'd eat
on
it.
the PHNX
Wasn't that a
Rising
controversy?
podcast.
Like they
Man,
found
Of course,
it
you
in
can follow us
Crispy Shrimp
at
Simpson.
PHNX__ Rising, Deli _
Double
double
the shrimp for Max. Max, are you going to get shrimp in El Paso?
That
If I
sounds
think
lovely.
El Paso, I think Max getting seafood.
Oh, for sure. We'd go to like a nice restaurant where it's like they're known for one thing, and Max gets the complete
cheapskates.
opposite.
You guys are going nowhere.
We're gonna go get some like good Mexican food, and Max is just gonna be like, "Can I get the chicken wings?
You can
Oh,
follow
absolutely.
You can follow
Barbecue
me.
chicken
You
wings,
can follow me on Twitter at Max David
chicken
Simpson.
strips. Anyone?
With
You can
ranch.
follow Owen on Twitter at OJEvans18.
Hello.
You can follow Rees on Twitter at Rees11_, and you can follow Damon on Twitter at Damon DAWG. See,
That was pathetic.
it was all I can muster. I'm over it. We'll
Come on, Max. You ready for this?
We'll see
Boys
you.
hitting the
We'll
road.
see you Saturday.
Boys hitting the road.
You know what? I don't know why we're safeguarding us. You'll see us in person if you're making the trip, or on post game. It is official. PHNX Rising post game. It is back. Win, lose,
Max has pit stains
no
again.
matter what happens. We'll see you.
No, it's El
after
Paso.
That.
Pitt was last week.
It is a beautiful game, but it's way more beautiful when Phoenix Rising advance in the playoffs? Question mark.
We all silly like the mayor.